This is a German Panzer V tank. It was used in the latter bit of Second World War. It was a heavy tank, and easily one of the best constructed tanks ever. This tank was a copy of the Soviet Union's T-34 tank that had been edited to the Germans' war needs. They had learned about this tank after they invaded the Soviet Union in 1941. It wasn't used much due to it taking a long time to build. The Panzer V was set to production in 1942 and was soon in service. It weighed nearly 40 tons and had around 700 horsepower. The Panzer V had a 75mm gun with excellent range. It could reach up to 40 kilometers per hour or 23 miles per hour. That was quick for a tank. Its armor was about 80mm thick in the front and 40-45 on the sides and rear of the tank. The armor was also heavily sliphead so shells could simply ricochet off the tank. This armor was created when Adolf Hitler saw the high quality of the Soviets' tank armor. He ordered it to be copied. Some engineers proposed some modifications for the Panzer V tank: a 2-centimeter flak-gear length aircraft guns and a 3.7-centimeter for either a twin or triple configuration. However, most of the modification proposals were scrapped. The Germans relied heavily on tanks and artillery during the span of the war, and since they blew up enemy bunkers, they repurposed old, light Panzer I into explosive charge carriers. They made a sliding system on the tank, so when they dropped an explosive, it just slid down and the tank had time to run away before the bomb detonated. However, just like the Panzer V, many of these modifications ever went through. They called the modified Panzers I Panzerkampfwagen I Ost B. Later on, they modified it again with better and more protective armor. This will be the beginning of a series of about 38 tanks in the year 1940, and the last operational tank was lost in 1943, the same time they began to rely on the heavier tanks. Overall, the Germans have built some of the greatest tanks in tank history. The German tanks were successful in both defense and offense, and they were easy to modify even though many modifications didn't go through. And though the Germans never won World War II, one might say that their tanks were some of the best armored vehicles during that time.